storefront in every stairwell. And what they say is the kids, as they come down without one, will all congregate, 300 of them right on the landing. So it pushes them to the people coming this way that flow here or flow that way. And so every stairwell, we've done that with that idea, because worked in those large schools, we said, let's try it on ours. The downside is we'll get some fingerprints and whatnot on that, and that's what we can't handle. Now, I want you to see those skylights. See how light those are and attractive? Giving us that natural light and feeling. Okay, let's go upstairs. We put stainless steel rails in here to give us an extra room. See how it forces them that way? You can tell this governor's in good shape the way he goes up those stairs, just racing. Now, looking down in this area, this is the main area. So what we have done is we've made a secure area, and we did this at Tom's suggestion on our rebuilt. A patron comes in there, those doors are locked, and they go to the counter or they go to the control there. After you sign in, get your badge, they open the electronic door, one of those doors open and away you come.
This is the only entrance to the school?
For patrons.
Patrons, yeah.
The kids will use where you guys came in there, but for patrons, this is their area.
Secure knowing that it's just students coming in down there.
When they're through, Tom, it locks up, but we didn't want that, congestion. So during the normal day, it locks up and away they come in. Alicia is going to talk about her production area. Look in there. I had the television crews in here this morning. They were amazed. Channel 2 and 7 said, look at that. She has the capability. Go ahead.
We do daily video announcements, and right now we'll just be broadcasting them to each of the classrooms for our MHS TV news, and we'll have the ability to also tape games and athletic events and plays and things as well, and present them to the school.
So what are they archived so that somebody could get online and watch the game later that night if they wanted to?
We're going to try eventually to be able to do that once we get run it.
Her capability will be she can put them live in every classroom through the LCDs. She can put them on our televisions. We have 5 televisions out in that commons area that aren't in yet, that were donated by business, or in the front area which we were in. There's a nice big screen there, so as a parent comes in, they could see the activities for the day. She can do the production live, like she said here, for announcements or whatever it is. We'll see it on TV tonight. I made all the TV crew film me behind there. So I said, I want to show this off for our teacher so that she can see that these actual TV people are using our studio.
That's great.
And
are these anchors here for cameras? Or?
Yeah, we'll have cameras. We don't have our cameras or our lights or our green screen obviously in yet, but we'll have our cameras mounted and then mics and things.
Now we're going to go take a look at the library. We have a college library design here.
Hi.
This library is atypical. All the new design libraries, actually, it's a sad thing, but they decreased the size by about 40%. We did just the opposite. We increased it 40% because what we wanted to do is design this after the colleges. We looked at what the colleges have. They have chairs and stools, and they have capabilities that invite the airiness and open. So we moved it upstairs, put natural light in here, put skylights. They have their own computer lab. They have their own research area. Back here is another study area for them, and then individual study rooms as well. And we wanted the atmosphere where we, putting books in your hands, developing your study habits for future college or wherever you go.
These stations here are all wired.
All wired or wireless is the rest of it. So you can see how the natural light and the opportunity, we could have 3 classes in here if we wanted to, down on our computer lab down here, and in here, actually 4, and on the end if we desired. We have 7,500 square feet here, which again, we want them to use every bit of it.
What kind of access do they have digitally to the books and stuff that are here? You're going to have the hardbound books.
We got 17,000 volumes, Tom, but as they dry up and are not used, then they can get on and research any piece they have. We're eventually going to go to electronic books, just a matter of when we can fund it.
Yeah.
So I think, looking at it from a cheery place to be and inviting that we're trying to encourage, post-education. just like the college lecture hall. Get in here, develop those habits. Same thing in here, that production studio.
What kind of schedule you guys on?
Block.
So they're going to have a period, a study period.
Yeah,
Every other day.
every other day.
So to be in here
Yeah.
with a good 90 minutes. Or
And
so.
all the rooms up on this side are English and reading, and so it dovetails right good for them, where they can bring them right in that back door, and away we go with it. All right, let's keep moving. These restrooms we designed after the airports, full tile all the way, everything electronic with hand dryers, the works, and tile throughout. We have restrooms on every wing, 2 sets, and then on the ends, giving plenty of.
Always wondered what this looked like in here.
Now you've seen it. I know you guys didn't want to come in here. That's all right. We put an extra vice principal office up here, thinking out here when we get to 1,700 students, we'll need 4. So this worked great. Right on the corner, we framed in one, and that's an office, future office, just like the 14 extra classrooms that we don't need. And you can see down these corridors. They're tile, 80% of our building's tile, 20% carpet, carpet in the labs, in the libraries, in the offices, in the college lecture hall, everything else tile. We bought actually writing machines because what we wanted to do is to be as cost effective as possible. So we think we can reduce 1.5 custodians by using electric shiners, writers, polishers, rather than someone with a mop bucket going down the halls like we traditionally have done. So
Do you contract out your maintenance, your daily cleaning stuff, or do you do it?
No, we do it ourselves. We're hopeful, Tom, by having those electronic things that our guys that are here will go like heck and keep it just like it is.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see, other things we did is we put lockers for the kids only on one side. We sloped them to where they don't put junk up on the top of those lockers, and that makes a nice wide corridor for easy transition. So we have 4 nice hallways, one down below, one above, and same thing here for good flow and circulation. And then you can kind of see again how this storefront would work. So if we're going down on this side, we're going to go here. If we're going the other side, we go there and push it straight down. These particular rooms we gave our maintenance and cleaning guys this much room. And so they can put all their carts, their wet mops, everything they have, their electronic writers for doing all the polishing fit in this room. And they thought that's pretty good because usually, the cleaning people are forgotten, but they get that. There's a counter in there for working on things, and that's their particular area for keeping things up. Here we have this set up for electronic reader boards. So these 4 areas will have a menu board. When you come in like this, if you want a hamburger, you're going to go to this style. If you want something else, you go here. And then in the outside here is where we have these big screen TVs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out there. The little gal that shows her production will show on all those screens. And then during the basketball game, because we have to accommodate this guy, he can be sitting in here having a snack, and the scoreboard, number, and foul will be on those big screen TVs. Not live action, but player, number, foul. So we thought that's a nice accent for him. Here we got all of our home ec rooms. A lot of schools phased it out, but we still have a strong home ec program, family consumer science, the food service, which is culinary arts is on the next side, and it's a strong program. So now we're on the outside of the school. Here's where the locker rooms come out. We actually have a 3rd floor up here. I didn't show you the 3rd floor, but the entire 3rd floor is a storage area that we incorporated and made good sense of space. It's 3 boxcars worth of distance from this corner to that corner, and we got it all chain linked so that they can store and separate it. There are some windows that you can see if we back up a little more, which are the athletic director's office right there. He can actually look over the entire gym floor and then the entire fields out in this area as well.
Never has to leave. You can just stay in that office all day. What a deal.
It is a good deal.
Oh, he'll get tired going in for something there.
Yeah.
Out in this area, we made a nice move with our landscape architects, the land group. We had 12 foot of slope from north to south. And so their ingenious idea said, Rich, if we dropped our fields 3 feet down for softball, make a nice viewing so you can see that, 4 more feet for baseball, and then put good drainage in there, we keep a whole bunch of new dollars somewhere else because we don't have to have fill. So You look down in here, these are recessed like college fields, and has that because of the natural
So when
grade.
you're in the outfield and you're throwing in, you're throwing downhill.
So it looks like you got a better gun.
Yeah.
Might be home field advantage.
The buildings you see there are upstairs, are announcers and scorekeeping. Downstairs we put storage, restrooms, and concessions, and each of the fields get their own as well as lights. This kind of shows you, so you can see the recessed field from here, how that sets down 3 feet, and how nice that is for viewing. That makes good sense, doesn't it, Governor, for efficiency? Here's another area for cost savings that we did. When we toured these other schools, we found out they had their own concession areas separate. And so we brainstormed through this entire back of that building, which is the back of the vocational building, is for concessions. And so what we did was attached it to vocational and added a whole bunch of restrooms that 4,000 people are sitting out here, has a whole bunch of restrooms and come into. And then during the course of the school day, we lock the outside doors. All the kids get the inside restrooms use for that purpose. So killed 2 birds in 1 stone, saved us a lot of money, and gave those vocational kids that are in that building an opportunity to actually experience something they wouldn't have otherwise. Wow. This outside area they're looking at is the football stadium, and the people are installing the artificial turf currently.
What color is it?
Well, we're going to use blue, but
No, you weren't.
Idaho fans didn't like that. Pete here. So we got a green field with blue around the outside for that purpose.
I'm pretty sure the IHSAA banned blue field,
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah, I think so.
Just for the anti-DOT.
Here's the interesting thing on the artificial turf. Mr. Clough, being my boss here, he said, you know what, Rich, we're not going to do anything that's not cost effective. And so we bid it as an ad alternate. The average cost of those fields is about $450,000 for artificial turf. This came in because the people were hungry at $286. They upgraded it 2 different calibers higher because they wanted to showcase. It turned out the same ones that did the Dallas Cowboys are the ones that did this field turf here. Their crew are here now putting it in. But what we told the board chairman and the other people is, we're going to do a cost analysis for you. And when we did that, after 7 years of grass, mowing, watering, sprinkling, 7 years we were at a push. And so the board looked at it and says, you know what, as business people, who could invest their money and in 7 years have an even payback? Do it.
How long will the artificial last?
We think 20 years. And the reason, Governor, is that the soccer kids have their own stadium in the back, and they're the ones that, because their feet wear and tear more, and so, and there's 2 football practice fields. The only time they'll practice on this is when they're going to play their game that night on turf. Otherwise, they use those back fields. So we think, 20 years from now, that field will be intact and going again.
Oh, yeah.
This outside area, though, is designed. This is a area for concession purposes. They're going to have pavers out here, barbecue stuff for concessions, and then we'll have that completely covered around with chain link so that they can store stuff underneath there. Our M is highlighting the field so that when you come in here, you can see the M part of it. And now we'll sneak right around this corner so we can show you the vocational building. So this area right in here is going to be gardens. And all the way around here, there's their own greenhouse. The science have their own greenhouse. This is vocational greenhouse. What the land group did is donated us some gardens like Boise State have in their agricultural programs. They're going to have 3 gardens, a Japanese garden and 2 others that the kids will keep up. They'll do experiments on, they'll do contests of their own, and then when they go out there, the same thing that they hold true somewhere for exercises and contests will be second fiddle because they'll already have it here.